Today we are going to see how to use zoom tool in Scribus. The first thing is using zoom tool inside Scribus. Now I am opening a Scribus. I am going to create a 4-page document or 5-page document. I am going to click OK. So now the documents have been created. Now I am going to insert or create a text frame inside which I want to import sample text by going to the get text. So I have imported the text. I will just this red button here, red mark here indicate there are more text which needs to be accommodated. It is not being done because of the lack of space. So I'll try to increase the size of the text box a little. Still some more letters are need to be displayed. So I check this box, go to link text frames. I'm going to link this text frame here, the next page. So all the letters are displayed, all the characters are displayed in 2 of these pages. So now we are going to see the zoom feature, how to zoom in or zoom out of the layout window. So this window is actually not fitting into my screen, so I need to scroll to see the lowermost portion of the window. So how to zoom out? So I go here. Here is the zoom out by stepping pattern. Just click once, it zooms out. So now you see the page has been reduced so that it fits into my screen. So this is actually zoom out. You click it once more, still zooms out. So one more step. Now I want to go back to the old size, which is 100%. So I'll go to the old size by clicking this one window. Supposing I want to do finer editing inside the text box, or I want to edit the image file within the image frame. So I want to enlarge. So all I got to do is click here, it enlarges. Click at one, it becomes 100%. This is one of the way in which you can play around with the zoom feature inside Scribus. So one other way of enabling or playing around with the zoom feature is going to the view, and then here if you say fit to the height, see what happens. The entire page gets fits into the height of the monitor. So the entire page gets fit in such a way that the vertical height is adjusted. So now I am going to the view and say I am going to zoom down to 50%. So this is what is having. See, now I go to the view and zoom it to 100%. This is the normal size of the page. So by going to the view, you can use the zoom feature available here. You can use the fit to width or fit to height appropriately. So this is how you use the zoom tool inside Scribus. The next thing we are going to see is the view menu. Let us see what exactly are there inside the view menu. So view menu we have already seen. By clicking fit to the height, the pages are being shrunken vertically so that it will fit into the monitor. Then I go to the fit to the width. So if I give fit to the width, what happens is it occupies the entire page. It occupies the entire page. So the page becomes enlarged horizontally. So I am going to the view and then click fit to the width. Then I am going to view fit to the height. What happens is entire page gets shrunken horizontally, but it also shrinks the page vertically to make it fit into the width of the page. So that is a fit to the height and fit to the width. Here these are all the magnification or zoom tools. You can zoom it to 50%, 70%, 100% as per your requirement. Then here preview mode. Supposing if you go to the preview mode, you can see how your page will look when it is being printed. So this is how the page will look when you print the document. So that is actually the preview mode. So I'll disable the preview mode. Then here there are various settings here. So supposing you want Scribus to show the margins, you just check this settings, show margins. Now I will remove the show margins. Now you don't see the margins at all. Now I go to view and enable show margins. Now the margin superior, above, below, right and left, all the margins are clearly shown. Then you can also show bleeds. So actually I have removed the bleeds. So now what will happen if I enable the bleed? So now the bleed has been enabled. Bleed is nothing but the space which is outside the frame, where the ink, printer's ink is allowed to flow. Normally this space is set to 3 points, but here since by default we have set as 0, you are not clearly able to see the bleeds. Now frames. So supposing here we have included text frame, the frame is bounded by a red line. Suppose I disable show frames, the text frame is not shown. So now I am going to enable show frames, and then show images. If the images are there, you just click show images. Then show text frame columns. If you have 2 columns, the text frame columns also will be visible. Show baseline grid. So baseline grid is actually the line, horizontal line on which the letters sit. So let me disable the baseline grid. You don't see the baseline grid anymore. Now I will go to view and then show baseline grid. So now the baseline grid is clearly shown. And then show text chain. Text chain is actually what happens is we have managed to link this text box to the subsequent text box in the next page. So this tells that these 2 text boxes are connected or linked. So that will tell if you view the text chain. Then show control characters. If you show control characters, these are actually formatting characters. So these will be shown if you view control characters. Now rulers. So now show rulers. I am disabling show rulers, so you don't see the rulers anymore. Now I am going to enable rulers. Now we are seeing the rulers. Then view rulers relative to page. So I am going to disable this. Now let us see if we enable. So now we have enabled. Since the rulers are all within the confines of the page, it doesn't show much difference. And then move and resize value indicator. So now I am disabled. Now I am supposing what it means is you just, if you move, what happens, it indicates the width and the height, the changes which takes place as number. So that is an indicator which is enabled here. Move resize value indicator, it gives you the value. So next, what is the next topic we want to see? Then view mode. Now let us preview mode we have seen, but here we have another way of viewing the preview mode. You have a small eye in the bottom right corner, you just click here, that is a view mode. So you are able to see the preview mode. Here this is actually the view which a normal vision person will be seeing. Supposing if the person is having a color defects, deutropia, color blindness, full color blindness, these things will be adjusted as far as the vision of the viewer. So that can be done here in the preview mode. Then here we have a spin box where you can increase the size of the page by going up or down the spin box. This is one way of zooming in or zooming out. So this is the spin box. Again, there are multiple ways of zooming in or zooming out the document. Here you have the spin bar at the lower portion, lower left portion of the scribus. You can spin up or spin down to increase or decrease the size of the layout. Now here, if you want to see the images in the normal resolution, choose normal, or you can choose it to view the images on high resolution, choose high. If you want to view the images under low resolution, choose low. This will be useful when your system is low on resources, low on RAM. If you have a machine with low RAM or low on resources, low end processor, so what thing is, it will take a long time to load if you choose high or normal. So supposing you choose low resolution, the page load time will decrease and the page will load faster. So that is the reason why this feature has been provided in Scribus. Now we have seen the view mode, preview mode, And now the next thing we are going to see is the scratch space. So here this space on either side of the layout happens to be the scratch space. This space actually can be altered using the preferences window. Go to file, preferences, and then here general, then I will say display. Here this is where you can increase the scratch space. Supposing you want to say here there is a uniform scratch space of 100 points on either side of the layout and 20 points on above and below the layout document. So you can, if you want, you can increase the scratch space on the left side to 140. So what happens? So this space is increased and this space is decreased. So you can appropriately increase or decrease the scratch space by going to the display option. In fact, here again there is something called gap between the pages. So here there are, say, so this is actually the gap between the pages. Even this can be adjusted by going to preferences and then going to display. Here this gap between the pages again can be, vertical gap is around 40 points. This is the 40 points. Horizontally you don't see any gap at all. Horizontal 0 point, because both the pages are stuck to each other. So normally that's what happened in a book. Supposing you can also give some space on the horizontal gap between the two pages. That also can be adjusted by going to the display tab of the preferences window. Here again this also helps you to show the frame, show the images, show the rules, all these things which we adjusted in the view menu. The same thing can also be adjusted from the display panel also. And then here this is actually the display size, usually it's set to 100%. So this is actually, you see the page as displayed as it is going to be printed. So that is the reason why it gives you 100%. Then I am going to give apply and I am going to give OK. So that is as far as the scratch space is concerned. Gaps between the pages and then display size we have completed. Then let us go to page navigation. So here you need to move from one page to another. We are having actually a 5-page document. Supposing you have completed working with the first page, then click this arrow to go to the 5th page. So here, so now you open up the skin box, go to the 2nd page, and then you open up the spin box, go to the 3rd page. Now you go to the 4th page. So similarly you can do all these things by just opening the spin box, going to the 1st page. So this helps in page navigation. Then page outline dialog box. Now we need to know what exactly is the page outline. So we will go to where it will be, Windows, properties, grabber class, no page, yeah. So let me see where exactly is the page outline box. So now here. So it's unless and until you constantly keep using that function, you may not you may find it difficult to track. I very rarely use this. So just as a sort of completion, I am going to say what exactly you mean by the page outline box. So here this is actually the page outline box. For example, page 1, it says it contains one text box. So if it contains an image box, again it will show a image box. Similarly, page 2, again it shows that it will give how many text boxes are there. If there are image boxes, it will give you the image boxes. So here the outline, page outline, gives you the outline of the page. So as a recap, I will again go back, go to Windows, go to page outline. This is actually the page outline window. The document has normal right and normal left pages, and the first page happens to be containing a text box. Second page also happens to contain a text box. So that is actually the page outline window. Very rarely we use. If you create multiple pages and you want to know the contents of the page, you can always do it. And then page menu. Let us explore what you see in the page menu. This is actually the page menu. Using this page menu, you can insert some pages. For example, you can specify the number of pages to be inserted. Say you can say 3, and then you can say at the beginning or at the end of the page, or before some page or after some page, that you can choose. And then if you want to insert a master page, you can also choose the master page to be inserted. Here you can choose the size of the page to be inserted, and then orientation of the page. In fact, you will be, if you are even creating a document with portrait, still you can go ahead and change the new page into landscape by using this page orientation feature. And then here, move objects with their page. This is actually meant for creating the now I am going to the page menu. Here you can decide to insert the page. You can decide on the number of pages here. You can decide where you want the page to be inserted by clicking the down arrow. Then if there are master pages any, you can always say which master page you want to include on the insertion, and then you can choose the paper size, you can choose the orientation, and then by giving OK, the pages will be automatically inserted. And then go to the page. Then if you want to import some pages from some other document, you can select from the another file .sla file. You can import those pages also into this document. Then going to the page menu, you can manage to delete the page. Supposing you want to delete a particular page, say for example you want to delete this page, you select this page, go to page and delete. It will say delete from 8 to 8. If you give delete, the page will be deleted. That is how you delete a page. And then you go to copy. Supposing you want to copy a page, so the same page can be copied. Copy page 8. At the end, you copy, the page will be copied. And then going to the page, the idea of this copy is, supposing I am going to select this page and to copy this page. At the end, see what happens. This same page copy kept at the end. So if you want to edit the pages, already created pages, if you want to edit and see the result, you can always copy. The best practice is to copy this file, this page, particular specified page you want to do the edit, push it to the last page of the document, do the edit, and if you feel you are comfortable with the edit, you can retain that page, delete the old one, or if you are not happy with the corrections you made, you can go ahead and retain the old one, deleting the edited page. So that is possible. So when you want to do editing, when you want to really edit the document, it is preferable to copy a page to the last document of the last page of the document and do the editing, and then you can always move the page. Supposing if you want to move this page to the end, you just say it will move. And then for example, if you move this page, move 1 2, let me say 2 3, so this page will be moved to the third page. So the first page will be automatically empty. So that happens. Then apply master page. Supposing you say, if you want to apply a master page to the current page, the normal right page and the normal left page, so I will apply a normal left page. So this is the master page which has been applied. And then convert to master page. The same page can be, selected page can be converted to master page. Then guiding. This is actually the guide manager. What you can do is, you can add guides. For example, you want to add a horizontal line and then you want to add a vertical line. Apply to all pages, add. So now the horizontal and vertical guides have been applied. Now I can add column. So number of columns I can say 2. You can also add a gap between the columns. Vertical column also you can add. Apply to all pages. See, it has managed to add the columns. This will be useful when you are preparing a column based document. So you can, each of these columns can be clearly specified using the guide manager. Then here, if you want to delete the guides from the current page, you can choose to delete the guides from all the pages. You can choose delete guides from all the pages. So using the guide manager, from the page menu, you can add, say, horizontal guides, then add a vertical guide, and then apply to all pages. So horizontal and vertical guide has been applied, the red one. Then column or row, again I am saying I am going to apply 3 columns, namely 3 horizontal columns are there. Now I am going to apply vertical column. The 3 vertical columns have been applied. So the gap is 8 points. Now I am going to have a gap in the vertical column also. So the same thing. See, now there is a gap between the vertical lines as well as the horizontal line. So you apply to apply this setting to all the pages, it gets applied. In the miscellaneous tab, you can delete the guide lines from the current page. You can delete the guides from all the pages. The usefulness of this guide is it helps you to accurately place objects within the layout page. That really helps us. The next time we are going to say is arrange pages. So we are having, say for example, around about 10 page document. So we want to arrange pages in such a way. You want to convert the arrangement. You want the first page, last page to be rearranged into the first page. So you go to window and go to arrange pages. So here the master pages are available. Master pages are shown in the first box and the available document pages are shown in the second box. Now I want this 6th page to be my 4th page. So it has already happened. Let us see whether it has happened. So now it has changed. See, now we can always say make the 5th page into my 2nd page into my 4th page. It changes. Now 4th page into my 3rd page, it changes. 5th page here, it changes. So it changes. So like that you can change the pages. Supposing you can also change the document layout also. You can make it 3 document layout. See the layout change. You change this page into again a single page, it changes. So the document layout also can be changed from this arrange pages dialog box. If you want to delete, say, one page, just drag and drop into the dustbin. That page gets deleted. So you can drag and drop it into the dustbin. So that you can do to remove the or delete the page. Thank you very much for your patient audience.